G'day guys, Danmarsky here. You know, I've been a little bit quiet on the channel just as of late, but I've been working super hard on some amazing new songs and videos. But as many of you would know, you know, I'm a huge basketball fan. I love the game, and you know, I've played the game at a variety of different levels. You know, grade basketball for over 20 years, you know, since I was a teenager in high school, here in Australia and over in the US when I was living over in the States on a couple of occasions. So I absolutely love the game, and you know, as everyone knows, one of the greatest sporting tragedies of all time occurred last week when Los Angeles Lakers legend, basketball legend Kobe Bryant was tragically killed in a helicopter crash. And you know, I just woke up on a typical Monday morning, and it was actually Australia Day, public holiday over here in down under. And after getting a sip of water, a little bit of breakfast, I came and flicked on the television and went to YouTube to listen to some music. But what happened was, as soon as I turned on YouTube, on my homepage, you know, there's obviously recommendations for basketball videos because I love watching basketball, and up came a series of videos saying Kobe Bryant tragically killed at 41, and like, honestly, I didn't believe it. I thought it was just a typical Hollywood hoax. You know, I've spent a bit of time in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, over the years, and just know how, you know, ridiculous sometimes the tabloid news is over there, and the sensationalism, and I just put it down to that. And then I went away and I didn't watch the videos. I just thought, it's some hoax video up on YouTube. Came back probably about 10 minutes later, and actually ended up listening to some music. Came back about 10 minutes later, and started watching, because I was actually going to shoot some hoops that day on the public holiday, and came back and went to watch some basketball actually, just while I was chilling and getting ready to warm up to go and hit the courts and take some shots. And same series of videos, but there was a whole lot more videos following up from that press conference from the scene of Kobe Bryant's death, and you know, sheriff of you know, that particular county press conference, and I couldn't believe it. That's when I thought, this tragedy's actually happened. And so I turned it on and I watched one video. One video ended up turning into multiple videos, and you know, once I saw it and I realized this isn't a hoax, I guess just had to find out more information about it. Because the thing is, like, obviously, you know, most of us never met Kobe Bryant, us basketball fans, and you know, I'd never met the man, but I'd seen him play so many times. Like, you know, back in the day, late 90s, 2000s, when Kobe first burst onto the scene, I was taping like every NBA game broadcast here to Australia on VCR back then. So, and I've still got all that collection of VCR, you know, match videos, all the way from early 90s, really, when I first started watching basketball, all the way up until videos it really ceased to, you know, in terms of commercial purchases. But I've gotten all those videos actually transferred onto MP4 files, and so, as you know, as the reality sank in that basketball legend Kobe Bryant had passed away, I thought to myself, well, what could I do that could, you know, really represent and spread his legacy of just being an unbelievable competitor. But I think the thing that really stood out for Kobe Bryant was his work ethic. You know, that's what he was always renowned for, and that's what I would see in news, you know, reports and in magazines back in the day that I'd be watching. You know, these stories of Kobe, you know, practicing on opposition courts after the match. So if he had a bad game, there's a famous story of when they played Miami Heat, and Dwayne Wade, the Miami shooting guard, who one of the premier shooting guards in the NBA, really got to him in that game and was playing some tough defense. He was actually purposely like tapping him on the arm, on the forearm, and the elbow and stuff when Kobe would shoot, and he was getting away with it. And Kobe didn't have a very good shooting performance in that game. So next thing people notice is Miami celebrating the win over the Lakers, and when they come out of the locker room, they see, and this match was played in Miami, Florida, and when the Heat players came out after the match, they saw this figure down on the court, hours after the game. It's Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was doing a workout in the Miami Heat arena hours after the match, and apparently it was because he wanted to get used to getting tapped on. He noticed what Wade was doing, playing more physical, trying to pester him, tapping him on the elbow and getting away with it, mind you, and so he was instructing the Lakers trainer to pass it, rebound for him, pass him the ball, and he was practicing his shooting. And Wade was like, he was asking the trainer to tap him on the elbow and on the forearm as he would shoot, so he could get used to that type of contact, because if shooting guards around the league found out that was the way to get to him, and were willing to sacrifice a few fouls if the referees were going to call it, then they were prepared to do it against a great player like Kobe. So he wanted to be prepared next time when he would be playing against opposition shooting guards, particularly probably Dwayne Wade, to deal with that contact and still make his shots. So that's just one of countless stories of the man's work ethic. So as I was saying before, I was thinking to myself, how can I spread his legacy? Particularly here in Australia, like always growing up and being a huge basketball fan, playing it, all throughout my childhood, and still now into my adulthood, I still play competition basketball, and it's good to be back actually, because I've had a couple of seasons out, so it's good to be back playing competition basketball, and being someone who loves the game, how can I spread that legacy to people who might not know so much about the man, and even those who do? Sit back and enjoy, guys, because what I thought was, I've got a massive library of videos from way back in the day. Many of you would know that I am a collector of sorts, especially when it comes to I like preserving great sports and music are my passions, my interests. So I've got so many of Kobe's games on tape, and so, like I said, I'd gotten all these different VCRs a while ago converted into MP4s, and you've seen some of my rugby league documentaries. That's the result of those videos being transferred to MP4, and then me creating videos and documentaries from that footage. So what I'm doing is, over the next week, I'm going to be sharing 3 of Kobe's great moments. So basically I'm going to 3 championships that Kobe Bryant won initially. His first 3 NBA titles from 2000 to 2002, when the Los Angeles Lakers three-peated, 2000, 2001, 2002. And so I've got those seasons in review. So I'll present the year 2000 season in review, and that'll be coming up straight after this video. And then also following that video, I'm going to have a game from each of those championship years where Kobe just showed, his unbelievable, qualities of tenaciousness, determination, and his skill as well, and cool under pressure. So from the 2000 season, I've got Game 4 of the NBA Finals where the Lakers played the Indiana Pacers. And I won't, say too much if you haven't seen that match or can't recall it, but it's an unbelievable performance by Kobe, who was only 21 years old at the time, so he probably should have still been in college, but he skipped college completely, went from Lower Merion High School in Philadelphia straight to the NBA via the 1996 NBA draft, and I remember all of that. I was playing, senior high school basketball then, and a year later I was in the States and finished high school in America in '97 when Kobe was in his rookie year. So I just really remember and really grew up with the guy. Yep, that'll be the game from the year 2000. Then, following that upload, I'll upload the 2001 season in review of the Lakers. You'll see that, how they went through the playoffs and won their second back-to-back championship. Kobe Bryant, and particularly Shaquille O'Neal led the way. And I'm going to pick out a game from that final series. I've got all the games on from that final series, take them off the television. And I'm going to upload Game 5 of the NBA Finals from that year when the Lakers were playing the Philadelphia 76ers. Because it's back in Kobe's, the town that he grew up in terms of high school. He spent a lot of time growing up over in Italy as well. But he spent most of his high school years in Philadelphia. And so Game 5 was back in the Spectrum, the 76ers home court. And it's an unbelievable performance from Kobe. So all of those videos are going to be uploaded on my channel over the next few days, and that's what I feel is the best kind of tribute I can give to Kobe. All of his most prolific matches from that run of his first three-peat with the Lakers, when I was taping all of his games, following those seasons so closely, playing basketball myself and just getting a lot of inspiration from what Kobe's doing, and still am. So, my heart goes out to particularly, Kobe's wife and children. It was so terrible how his daughter, passed away in the crash as well. And just as importantly, of course, all of the people who were tragically killed on that helicopter crash. My heart, thoughts and prayers go out to all of you.